welcome to the Worst Movie Ever Made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind, to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Hockman. I'm joined by my co-hosts and fellow mad scientists, Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, it's spooky season. How you doing? And why are we doing this?
It's we're 66 episodes into this, and I don't enjoy being alive anymore. Bob,
This is I don't know how to explain it. I've always been kind of a fair weather fan for Tarantino, and Tarantino like pushed Eli Roth into the spotlight, and as if if I needed a reason to hate Tarantino, this is it.
yep.
Yeah, I can't. He's my favorite director. I love his stuff.
I have a defense for this movie. I'll reveal at the end of the show that involves Tarantino.
The end.
After like the production and the catch-all stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Just I don't want to step on a segment, but I do have a defense, or not a defense, but like just like a justification for why this exists.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Well, why don't we start with some justification, I'm sure, via YouTube.
Cool. I got 5 comments. Still my favorite movie to sit back and have a big 40 and just party. And then someone replied, a big 40, they come in different sizes. Next comment's a little different. I drink a 40 and party while I watch this movie. Third comment, how could one movie be so great? I'm so excited about it. I need to go have a 40 and just party.
What the hell?
The next one is, what the fuck did I just watch? I want to rip my eyes out now. And the last one simply says pancakes.
Yes, pancakes.
Yes, pancakes.
Hey, pancakes have done. I will forever love the pancake. I'm not a huge fan of pancakes, but now I am.
Yeah.
To what am I referring? You might be asking yourself. We posted something that went, I don't know, semi-viral. Does it count as viral?
I call it semi-viral. Yeah.
That's viral.
It infected enough people. So.
You should check out our TikTok to see what we're talking about. We currently have like 60-something thousand views, which is a lot for us. We're kind of small time still. So it also brought us a whole bunch of extra followers on TikTok. And it's doing well on Instagram too, by the way, guys. I don't know if you saw it, but...
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Yeah, Bob, thank you. Thank you so much.
The worst movie ever made.com.
Yes.
All right, let's stop rubbing our own dicks and start rubbing the dicks of other movies that exist around Cabin Fever, starting test number 1, the worst of its kind.
Is this film the best of the worst or the worst of its kind? All right, I can't wait for this.
So The Hills Have Eyes 77.
Which one?
That's fair. Like the remake, the like
not
the 2004 or whatever. Oh.
Yeah, not the remake. This one's the 1977.
Okay.
Ouch. Oh, wow, that high.
Yeah, Robert Houston. What's that guy's name? There's another dude that you would know. He's a very interesting looking, to be polite, fellow who you see in horror movies all the time.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's on the cover.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I know him. Yeah. Exactly.
You would think he'd have some like crazy name, like Percy Periwinkle or something like that, you know. But I can't remember it because it's a regular name.
Yeah.
It got a 67%.
Wow.
Yeah. Hellraiser, Claire Higgins, 70%.
Okay.
I don't know that it's worth a 70 in my mind. And I was actually telling my wife, just separate from this, that Hellraiser as a child really spooked me out.
Yeah, and I think horror movies disproportionately get higher ratings because like there's that whole spook factor. Like people like being spooked, and they will be they're more forgiving critically because they got like jump scared or whatever.
I guess Hellraiser might make my vote for next week's worst though.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I really dislike it.
Well, you know what's probably not on your list is The Descent with Alex Reed. That got an 86 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That was the one they're stuck in the cave, right?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's the one they're stuck in the cave. It's better than Hellraiser, but it's still not one of my favorites.
I've seen it like once, and I might watch it again as an adult.
Oh,
and,
people loved
certified fresh.
Yeah, people loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I did really like? I love the concept of Cabin in the Woods, which has Chris Hemsworth, who plays
that
Thor.
That was a fun movie.
That was okay. That was okay. I'm okay with that one.
I liked it. It may not be a 92, but that's what it got.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then another horror movie that I decided to go for. It was one of the first like 6 results, so I wrote it down. I didn't want to go with Cabin Fever 2 because I figured it'd probably be worse score wise than this.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's not fair. So The Crazies with Timothy Olyphant.
Okay.
Oh, the remake.
Yeah, it's the more recent.
Okay. Not seen the remake.
71%. Not bad.
Okay.
So that average is a 77.2, which is pretty strong. So Cabin Fever has stiff competition here. What do you think Cabin Fever came in with?
I'm going to say, I don't agree with what I'm about to say, but I want to say it got like a 55.
That's a good guess, Rob.
Based on what I'm hearing, I like based on like the general population, I feel like it's closer to 80.
Okay, so Rob outpaced you a little bit here with his 55 guess. It's a 62, which I think is absolutely outrageous because this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I really want to piss all over it. If I had the hard copy, I would throw it out my window and then leave my house naked, and then I would rub my butt on it. I think
we're not all the three of us aren't huge horror fans, and I think like the whole like people like the self-awareness of it.
Yeah, the winking quality, but I don't because I don't think they execute it well.
No, they don't.
No. Wait till worst production. I mentioned it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll try to stray away from that thought there.
Okay.
Well, anyway, the sum is a negative 15.2, which is not the worst we've had by any measure. But keep in mind, it's a new season.
Yes.
So it might be our season champ anyway. And this is only one of our 6 deaths, but that does also make it the worst of its kind.
Okay.
Good.
As it deserves.
Yeah.
Good.
As we send it to test number 2, and I hope you guys wrote a limerick because I did. And
I did.
Again, we did not talk about it, but ain't that a pitch?
I got an idea for a movie, and here's my pitch. I get a job and quit my band, and you stop being a bitch.
Ain't that a bitch?
I want to go last.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Sure.
A disease eats away at your flesh. You still bathe and shave to feel fresh. Like this movie in full. Makes no sense. It's just bull. 9 shitty ideas they decided to mesh.
I like
That's a good pitch.
Thanks.
Okay.
I mean, it isn't because I would never make that.
Yeah.
All right, Rob. Since you decided to go last, I'll go second.
Okay.
There once was a town with a cabin, as redneck as you can imagine. Lots of cursing and yelling, too much blood was expelling, and plenty of fucking and crotch grabbing.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about that scene later.
Which
No
one?
doubt. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's true. All right. There once were some kids by the river whose problems got bigger and bigger. An infection with plague surely sealed off their fate, and the general store had some fox piss.
I see where you're going with that. At least it didn't take you 90 minutes to get to that joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Credit where it's due. That's a pretty ballsy setup
It was
for
definitely
an
ballsy
incredibly
and-
horrible joke.
Really
and still
ballsy.
offensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Either way you look at it, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Test number 3, the worst dialogue.
This is not the greatest
Dialogue.
song in the world, no. This is just
Some bullshit. Right.
Hey, wait, who wins that one? I say Rob.
Shit. Yeah, I'll vote for myself on that.
Okay.
I thought it was
sure.
clever. I had you guys at the edge of your seat.
You did.
From-
You,
I,
you
wa-
did.
I was leaning.
last round.
You
After
sold
the word
it.
bigger,
Very
I
good.
was
Yeah.
definitely on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
I was ready to have our podcast ended. So. All right, I'll go with a 3.92.
I'll go with a 3.5.
Okay, so Bob, I went with a 3.92 so that we can see if you can average 3.5. 3.92.
3.67.
Wow. Okay, awesome. Rob and
that's
3
that's actually wrong. It's 3.69. Sorry, go ahead.
I just saw my text from Bod about the updated pitch bumper. My bad. That'll go on the bingo card.
It's a few weeks past due.
Yeah, it's the one where you have the puh instead of the
Yeah.
puh, right?
Yeah.
Anywho,
All right, test number 3, the worst dialogue.
all right. Do I play it again? Should I play it again? No, we're good.
No, we're good.
Nah, whatever. We'll just get into it.
Let's get to it.
10 is Jeff, and if you don't know, that's like the Malfoy of the group, the blonde douchey one.
Yeah.
They did a little tiny bit of work to make him seem like he's smart, but like it wasn't effective in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So otherwise, he's just kind of an asshole with like he's like ripped, so he gets to bang the hot girl.
Yeah.
He says, this is at the very end, by the way. Usually my dialogue kind of is in almost chronological order. But at the very end, when he's the lone survivor, he thinks, he goes back to the cabin and he starts muttering, I did it. I fucking made it. I did it. I fucking made it. I knew it. I made it. I did it. I fucking made it. I fucking did it. And then they shot him a whole bunch, which is problematic. But it wasn't, it was almost a worst acting clip, but I didn't feel like it was quite worth being there. Yeah. But it's not, in my estimation, the acting that is the problem here. It's the dialogue. Like nobody's going to repeat themselves 74 times that way. If you're talking to yourself, you're not saying the same thing over and over again.
No.
And it became an obvious setup for the shots fired.
Yeah.
Obvious setup. And you know, if he was really celebrating, his eyes would be partially open enough to see the gunman in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. This beer that I have is completely flat, and that's not pleasing. So I'm not going to drink it.
I think I sent you guys both a clip. That blonde guy played a character named Kip Vanderhoff in a made-for-VH1 movie with Chris Kattan called Totally Awesome. And it's like an 80s parody movie. And it's just a sizzle reel of him going, he's like the Stan Darsh guy from South Park.
I remember that. Yeah.
Darsh.
Yeah. It definitely has, he has that feel for sure.
Yeah. Bogus.
All right. I'm sure everyone remembers who Bert is, but if you don't, he's the one with the FU hat that just causes trouble all the time.
Yeah.
As they're speeding away from the convenience store, they're about to go over a mud puddle, and he says, Stop the car! Stop! I left my mom's apple juice back at the store.
Yeah.
What was that supposed to achieve?
Yeah, who knows? Okay.
Paul, which is Ryder Strong, is talking to the group at the fire pit in the yard or whatever. Yeah. And he mentions Lenny Mead's Brighton Bowl, which is like a bowling alley in their town. And Karen says, that's in Brighton, right? And Paul says back, that's probably why they call it Brighton Bowl. Which was just like him looking at everybody else with a smirk, like, how dumb is this girl that I'm trying to bang? And I hated it because she's not an idiot. Yeah. But that is the kind of character building that you do when you're trying to make the girl look like a moron. Yeah. Which they don't do anymore in the movie. It was just a out of left kind of insult, and I hated it.
They're all idiots.
They're all idiots. They're all one-dimensional too.
Yeah.
Definitely. Absolutely. Let's throw it to a clip. This one's called A Stream.
Put her there, sport. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
Dennis! Goddamn it, Dennis! No! No, Dennis! No! No!
Don't hit him or anything.
Everybody knows not to sit next to Dennis. Mongrel will give you tetanus.
Well, maybe you should make a sign.
There's a stream around back. You want to wash your hand? I'll get you a towel.
I'll get you a towel.
Hey, pal, do you think it's a smart idea leaving your kid out here where he might be a danger to people?
Just what are you saying exactly?
Well, I'm just saying if such an incident were to bring about a lawsuit, you might be held liable.
Forget it. Jeff, save it for law school.
Okay, I had to include that last bit there at the end because that's what I'm talking about. That was the single clip that they introduced to us to make Jeff the smart guy in the group.
Yeah.
He said liable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about that?
And she said law school.
That's 3 syllables, and that's 2 syllables. Yeah.
I think he might have even said incident.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So the whole Dennis. We're gonna really get into Dennis.
Okay.
But he sends. So the hillbilly guy sends Paul to the back after having his hand bitten, so that he can wash his hand off in the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have running water in the shop.
Yeah.
No.
You know
Yeah.
exactly why he told him to go, wash his hand in the stream, and it's because the director was like, we need a reason for him to go out back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you do things like that, and the writing is so obvious, for me, it's not winking at itself. So don't go there and tell me that they're doing that to be campy. It's not. It's bad writing, is what it is. They need a better reason for him to go out back than to wash his hand in a stream when he gets bit by the kid. Yeah. They need to have a better celebration or a hunting down by the cops of Jeff instead of him going back to the cabin, which he wouldn't do, and then talk to himself over and over again, setting up the shot that you knew was coming. This is bad writing, people. It's not a good movie. It's a terrible movie. Number 6.
Ouch.
And I have another one. I have another really obvious lead, but we haven't talked about it yet, so I don't want to use it yet. The sheriff phones over to Winston on the walkie-talkie, and Winston Olson, the deputy, the sheriff's deputy, yeah, he says, so the sheriff says, if you see the kid, shoot him on sight, talking about Paul.
Yeah,
which is insane. And then Winston Owen goes, I can't shoot him. The gun is in the car.
Yeah.
How bad is that? Like, one, you'd never announce that.
Yeah.
2, what kind of impediment is that? Just go get it and shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, they would never be shooting this kid on site.
Yeah.
Right.
No police department in any bumblefuck, town anywhere in the country would do that.
Yeah.
Number 5, this I think was Marcy when they're all in a house that they found looking for help.
Yeah.
She says to Bert and Jeff, I wonder if the cops know about this yet. The, incident the night before with the homeless, skinless man.
Yeah.
And Bert goes, I doubt it. I mean, if they did, they'd probably be at the cabin by now. As if that is a way to rule out the fact that the cops know about it.
Yeah.
By the by, you're not at the cabin, so you have no idea whether the cops are there.
Yeah, and
by now.
This pre-smartphone and everything. Like, there's not even like a Ring camera. It's like, what are you basing that off of?
That you've been gone for hours.
Yeah.
You have no idea if the police are there.
I feel like we're having a very early catch-all.
It is a very early catch-all. Yeah, it is, but it's dialogue based. I can base this one on dialogue stuff. To save me, because I have 14 pages of catch-all shit to give you, I threw it into dialogue. All right, forgive me. Number 4. This is Paul. Okay, this is where it starts to get really spicy because you know how I like to. Sometimes I take the really bad dialogue and it's included in acting because it's more poorly acted than it is bad dialogue.
Okay.
But other times I need to escalate to number 1. So number 10 needs to be noticeably not as bad as number 1 in my estimation. Yeah. Right. So we're climbing, right? There are some lines that maybe deserve to be there a little bit more, sometimes, I'll be honest. But I need it to get worse and worse. Right now, I think maybe all 4 of these could be number 1. You guys tell me.
Yeah.
Starting at number 4 with Paul and Karen in their little quote unquote skinny dipping outing where they're wearing clothes. They just kiss and Karen rolls off of the float. Yeah. And Paul says, where are you going? Karen, What's it look like? What's it look like I'm going? First of all, that's really rough, but I've got more for you.
Yeah.
Paul says, I thought we were kissing. And Karen says, yeah, we were. Paul says, so what? Do you like me now? Is this a date? And Karen says back, don't be gay.
Yeah. Hey, you're creeping into offensive territory.
It is offensive.
Yeah.
It's very offensive.
Yeah.
But it's also random. No?
No, they made you hate every character at one point or another.
Was that the point?
I think it was the point, which is a bad point to make, because you're supposed to care about the characters, at least one of them.
You could do it better.
I don't.
Yeah. Like Texas Chainsaw, the beginning, it's the beginning. You know he hasn't gotten caught yet. You know they're all going to die, but you still kind of care about the characters, knowing that. This,
for sure. Like normally these characters need to be like young idiot, like horny assholes. But like you can see how they have a way out of being young, horny idiot assholes. They're just young. Yeah. They mean well.
Right.
Yeah.
These kids don't mean well. As we will see, as we unfold this shit flower a little more, we will see. Here's another clip. This one's number 3. It's called Meat.
Paul? Is everything okay?
Howdy, ma'am. Everything's fine. Just go back inside, have yourself a big 40, just party.
Okay.
Oh, Daddy, man. What are you talking about leaving for? You gotta stay and party.
That's why we came here in the first place.
I'm telling you, man, this is a major party town.
Really?
Are you kidding me, man? You know what it's like? Like when you go to a new town, right, and you're the new guy, and the girls see you walking down the street, they don't know you got 5 pounds of dangling meat. They're looking for no commitment. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard that theory before.
Shit, man, this is that town. It's like when I go party up in Wambusa, because my cousin goes to school there. So when I party in Wambusa, I know I'm gonna get pussy, man. Plus, you know, the girls up there, they don't know I'm a deputy. You know, they don't know what I do. So I know they're gonna party hard with me. And believe me, man, they do.
That's too bad. I bet you used to rule this town before you had a badge.
Yeah.
What is going on? What is going on with this movie?
During my research, I found out that he said the word party 14 times in that scene.
That's like a pop-up video tidbit.
Did you know that Winston Olsen uses the word party 14 times?
In the director's cut, he says it 24 times.
Pop-up video.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to spell it out for you. You heard it for yourself. That was terrible. Yeah. I actually hate, more so I hate Ryder Strong's dialogue back.
Yeah,
it's like bad. It's like stuck up-ish and odd, and I just don't. I don't know what they were trying to do, but also the like goofy detective kind of music behind it doesn't lend it anything. I don't think it doesn't make sense. Like I know that they're trying. Like, the music is supposed to tell you not to take the scene too seriously.
Yeah, right, but it's elevator jazz. It's
but it doesn't mix with the rest of the movie. It fucking sucks.
No, it just sucks. Everything about this movie sucks. I hate it.
Yeah.
Number 2, this is Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking to Bert, and this is one of those lines that I hate to deliver. It's really, honestly, it's one of the worst lines in the movie. That's why I put it at number 2. But it's such a bad joke that I'm not going to get a laugh out of you guys. It's just gonna be awkward when I finish.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like when go ahead.
It's like cue the crickets.
Yeah, exactly. So you ready for that?
Yeah.
Jeff says, "You gonna burn this place down?" After Bert like sets a fire right outside of the house.
Yeah.
And Bert says, "What are you, Smokey the Clown now?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cue the cricket sounds. We need that on the soundboard.
Yeah.
I was really angry after that line delivery.
Yeah.
You've got to workshop that. Don't you?
Yeah.
Smokey the Clown, like anybody, like if you know that there's a Smokey that prevents forest fires, you know it's a bear. There's just no confusion.
Yeah.
They're trying to make him an idiot, I guess.
I don't think this movie had a writer's room. I think Eli Roth was just like, this will go into my theory later, but I think Eli Roth had like first and last word on this entire thing.
And I think he wrote the dialogue into snow with his piss, and then they just tried to understand it.
And then they roll around it, and they got the piss cast, and they roll that person onto a piece of paper.
Yeah, they roll him on paper.
Pinwheel piss casts. 1 second. Go on. Cool.
All right.
All right. So let's throw it to the number one clip of bad dialogue. You might think it's something else, but what you're thinking of will come later. I promise.
Yeah.
This one's called The Doctor.
Shit, what are you doing, man? I'm cool. You spying on us or something, man? I'm cool.
Wait, is your dog friendly?
Yeah. He's cool. This is Dr. Mambo. Here, boy, come on. Come on, Dr. Mambo.
Is a doctor like a physician or a professor?
Yeah, he's a professor. Of being a dog? Oof, aced. Scratch Mode.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Were we supposed to be extremely annoyed? Because that's not what you want your viewers to be.
Yeah.
We know who that was, right?
The lead singer of Static X.
That was Eli Roth.
Oh my God, was it really?
I had a suspicion, yes. But I don't know. He's one of those guys. He looks vaguely familiar to like everybody. So
that was Eli Roth playing the stoner who eventually he found in the oversized pipe, which goes back to Pipelogic.
They did, yeah, they did. It's your bonus cards.
Yep.
Your 9 space. Is it on the 9 space?
We're gonna say it is.
It is.
Cool.
I absolutely hated that joke. It was worse to me than Smoking the Clown. And it was to the point where I felt like at that juncture, I think they're trying to make me mad.
Yeah.
I cannot square it otherwise. They're trying to make me angry about how they got away with making this movie. That's what it felt like to me.
It did.
Test number 4, the worst production.
The worst production. The worst production. Put your calling to work. The worst production. The worst production. Make my statement go berserk.
Okay, I didn't think it was possible for a film to be too self-aware. Comment section of the TikTok.
Yeah.
So it's not the fact that it's too self-aware. I mean, that's part of it, but it takes itself too seriously at the same time, and you can't do that. Okay, so you can't be campy and try to be horrifying at the same. You can't have it both ways. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't so Evil Dead, right? Evil Dead was horrifying from start to finish. Evil Dead 2 was campy from start to finish. You can't do both at the same time and get away with it. Even the remake for Evil Dead was horrifying start to finish. There was no camp.
It was a fucking bloodbath, yeah.
It was a bloodbath. Yeah. And it was terrifying. Like the remake was really, really terrifying. So anytime you try to say we're wink wink, we're trying to be campy.
Yeah.
And then, we're trying to scare you. You can't have it both ways. So that's my tagline. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't have it both ways.
I'm as angry as you are, Chris.
Because
thank you.
Cabin in the Woods did a great job because it was like because they were able to kind of do both because these people on this side of the coin were like doing all the shenanigans, and these people were living it, not knowing they were doing that. So like you can kind of have some of the cheese ball with like the horror tropes, and it was fun. And it was well executed, but this movie just completely fucked it up.
Cabin in the Woods was kind of like Evil Dead 2 and like what's it called? Dead Alive, where it's really gory and really bloody, but it never took itself seriously enough to be a horror movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think Cabin in the Woods did that well.
Yeah.
And I think Dead Alive did that well. I think Evil Dead 2 did that well. But this movie just fucked it up.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
I completely agree. It just, I feel like your emotional range needs to be set somewhere. Like they need to get you to either like let's laugh about this or get you all the way to like expect to be terrified.
Yeah.
And when they seesaw you back and forth, you end up really just sliding your ass to the middle.
Yeah.
And that you don't want to leave a movie theater feeling like you didn't experience anything at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of what you're saying here, Bob. And I agree with it.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways.
I like it.
That's going to be the tagline that I write down as we send it to Rob's ad read.
Oh, yeah. Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by the corporate employees who refer to pee-pee poo-poo time as a bio break, which is somehow 100% more disgusting. We know what you're doing and it's fine. Just say you have to go to the bathroom, Mark. You're literally referring to biodegradable waste coming out of your pee and assholes and letting everybody know. Not recognizing how disgusting that sounds to people waiting for you in a meeting is not only absurd, but shouldn't be an acceptable term in any workplace, Mark.
Mark.
If you need me, I'll be in my biodome.
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's like, sorry, I was late. I had to take a quick bio break.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Just say you were taking a shit, dude.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
I have that. That's new to me.
No, I gotta introduce that to the middle school kids.
I'm gonna start introducing that at the restaurant.
I guess it was coined in the UK in like the 90s, but it's become popular in like the last 5 years in the States.
No, thank you.
Gross.
It's fucking disgusting.
It is more disgusting somehow.
A bio break. It's fucking disgusting. It's
yeah.
I'm glad that we're making good time here because this is one of two segments that's going to take me for fucking ever to get through, and I apologize for that. But I promise it will be somewhat entertaining. As I took the liberty of making some of these most offensive bits into my alliteration style. Okay. Not all, but some. So be prepared to try to untangle the puzzle that is my alliteration jokes. So here we go with test number 5, the most offensive.
Don't call me faggot, Jew!
Eric, did you just say the F word?
Jew? No, he's talking about
Kyle!
Well, nice.
Eric!
Dude, you just said it again.
Stanley! Kenny!
What's the big deal? It doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Are you also wondering what Bob's up to back there?
I was just standing here. I trapped myself in the closet.
That'd be sick if it was a closet, but also the front door, and he's getting pizza.
Oh, yeah, like me.
There he is.
There I am.
I didn't want to exclude you from the test at all, so we just speculated as to what you were doing in there.
Yeah.
All right, here we go with the most offensive. 4 minutes into the movie, Marcy shouts, essentially paraphrasing, "Fuck school" at a child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right away.
Yeah, so like we know these people are kind of villains, right?
Yeah.
Like, right from the jump. You guys sort of mentioned this before. I don't know if you were mentioning this one specifically because, as Bob alluded to, there are many. Getting handsy on the driver of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look. I'm not going to say you shouldn't do that, but you should. Like on paper, you shouldn't. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
The driving stuff, but it is dangerous, especially when you have other people in the car.
That's right.
3 other kids in the back that would rather you not be stroking your driver's penis.
Okay, this is a grown-up parent podcast. We know that's dangerous.
It's totally dangerous.
Yeah.
It's totally dangerous. It's fun though.
Yeah.
Fun. Anyway, okay, here we go. You guys ready for this one? We'll see if you know what I'm specifically the scene I'm talking about.
Okay.
Unconsenting capture of canoodling couple, Bert.
Yeah.
Jeff and Marcy are like totally trying to get into it, and Paul interrupts. And then when he leaves, they find Bert, who is like using his camcorder on the other side of the window.
Yeah.
I guess just everybody has to see Marcy's boobies, including the entire audience, every chance that Eli Roth had to show them to us.
Every chance.
Okay, here's another one. Slaughtering squirrels for their sexual orientation.
Yeah.
So Bert is like, I'm going to go shoot squirrels, and Karen's like, why? And he's like, because they're gay.
I mean, to Eli Roth's credit, it's very 2002.
It's 2002, but that,
I guess.
Eli Roth is saying that you have license to kill whatever is gay.
Yeah.
That's pretty offensive.
It's very, no, don't get me wrong. It's very offensive. I'm just saying, like, that was in the vernacular at that point in time. Yeah.
See, here's how I saw it. That character, the guy with the FU hat, the only 2 times he talked before that were like to like be like, you really good looking child there you got there, and then have a good have a good day, sir. Like he was supposed to be like this dumb but really polite guy, and then suddenly he was like, "Ooh, squirrels are gay." And this is right after he stole a Snickers bar. I mean, I don't want to ruin anything, but yeah. So
that ruined the whole film for me, Bob.
Ruining anything. Stealing the Snickers bar was one of the more like well done
redeeming qualities. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like a 90-degree turn in character development. Like we kind of like this guy. He's super polite but dumb. And then it's like, oh no, he's not.
No, he's not at all. And of course he means they're gay, like not like they're homosexuals, but they're like
Harley riders.
Like who cares about squirrels? But even that is like it's a step down from the most offensive take, but it is still offensive.
It's still offensive.
It's very offensive.
Karen running away from Paul's heartfelt conversation in the woods.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm really into you, and she just turns around and like sprints away.
He's like reading a poem to her, and she's just
how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. 1 and. Okay, here's another one for you guys. Funny haha finger in the fanny.
Yeah.
So Marcy flips Jeff over and then sticks something in his butt, and he seems to really enjoy it, and we're supposed to find that funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, whatever you enjoy in the bedroom ought not to be super funny. And you know, that's what he's into.
You're not supposed to kink shame. I think.
No, you don't kink shame.
Yeah.
Agree.
That's correct.
Although I feel like feet fetish shaming is still on the table.
As it should be.
Justin.
Mark.
Forest fires for fun. Thanks.
Yeah.
We mentioned it earlier, but he's just like pouring gasoline on the forest and setting it ablaze.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, this one might be a little cloudy, so I'll break it up for you in a minute. But masturbation memory meeting. They're all by the fireplace inside, and they're talking about like masturbation stories, which is the kind of like sexual fervor teenage movie thing that they felt that they had to have, where like weird single adult horny men get off to them talking about like jerking off and like
it's American Pie, like the whole American Pie thing.
Oh, funny you say that.
Okay.
Not funny yet, but it'll be funny later.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. The leopard just wants to use your car to get to the fucking house.
Yeah.
For a chance to survive the disease that's eating his skin, and you shoot at him, hit him with blunt objects, pepper spray him, and set him on fire.
Yeah, in hindsight, they could have just ran.
They could have just let him take the car.
Yeah, take the car.
Yeah.
Go to the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. You're making a lot of sense here.
Eyeing the exposed evening extinguisher.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul comes up to the window of some house that he found for help, and he happens to notice this woman who is extinguishing candles nude.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really actually get a picture of her nude, but you get the implication that she's nude. Yeah. And then he tries to explain to the angry husband with a shotgun who just was, he's like, my wife's getting nude in the bedroom again. I better check the windows. comes out with a shotgun ready to shoot any of the hillbilly pervs that apparently can't get enough of his wife getting naked by the open window.
Yeah.
Because he was ready with that shotgun. He knew there was going to be somebody outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which makes me think, buddy, if your wife's offering up free peep shows to the neighborhood, maybe you need to question your relationship a little bit. Plus, he did seem like 15 years older than her.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just there for the money and she kind of wants the window romance a little bit.
Yeah.
You're digging, Chris, but I'm digging it too.
Yeah.
I'm giving this movie way more depth than it deserves.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bingo card moment.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Leaving Karen alone after putting her in a shed and promising not to.
That was horrible. I'm glad that made it because that was horrible.
They're all of a sudden they're like, it sounds like a rabid dog outside. That's weird.
Yeah.
And the rabid dog that they've decided repeatedly not to shoot is attacking the door of the shed that they stuck Karen in because she has a disease.
Yeah.
Because she's a Karen.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one of my fun little play on words. We'll see if you guys can decipher this one. Listerine peen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He is Paul is so concerned after fucking Marcy, which why did they fuck? I don't understand why that happened. Like I said, Eli Roth just wanted you to see this chick's boobs one more time.
And for the whole like back scratching to see that her flesh was like
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I guess they could have made that. They could have made that other ways.
Yeah. Easily.
But he's afraid that his penis might have the disease, so he pours Listerine.
Yeah.
Paul the unrepentant murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Like all of a sudden he's just like okay with killing everybody.
Yeah, he goes on a fucking rampage, man.
I thought he was supposed to be the good guy.
Yeah.
He's already a rapist though. Come on.
Yeah.
That's true.
Point.
He was.
It's a very good point.
He was taking advantage of.
Did you skip that? Come on, you didn't skip that, did you?
I didn't put that in because I think he thought that she was into it when she was moaning in pain because her vagina was melting.
Shame on you.
Because he was punching her blood clam.
A little. Blood what do they call those martinis? Like a Clemento?
Yeah, Clamato.
Clamato.
Oh, that was a massacre at the Y.
Nice.
Why does he hit Winston with the pipe?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
After the party, like Winston's like, he's detained, so to speak, and he just decides to hit him in the head with a pipe. I guess because Winston said the gun was in the car, so he was implying that if he had a gun, he would shoot him.
I guess.
I mean, Winston seemed like an asshole, but he didn't seem like a murderer to me.
Man.
So. What was with the jackrabbit injection in the hospital? They're just like wheeling through, and there's like a bunny costume guy that was like low budget, and they needed to add like horror elements, so they like pulled from Donnie Darko or something. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was just. I feel like it was just to fill another trope, another horror trope, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt too. Like, whoa, what's really happening? No one has any idea.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a few more, including a clip.
All right.
But having your children fill a container with stream water to make lemonade for the town.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that was a parent's thing, if not, the kids should know better.
Well, it said reservoir, so
Yeah.
Well, it did somewhere. I'm not sure if it said there.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, right. These kids are just they should be boiling this water off, obviously, but they're idiots.
Yep.
Oh, child abuse.
Yeah.
Can throw that in there.
Yeah.
The guy who's like the son of the owner of the convenience store comes out with a bat when he feels like he needs to put Dennis in his place.
Yeah.
And then suffocates him a little bit just for good measure.
Yeah.
You guys want to mention anything before we throw it to the clip of the most offensive? We already mentioned the Clamato.
We know what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Unnecessary capital N.
Oh, that's weird because when my computer renamed it unnecessary hard R.
Mom here to say thanks.
How about some fox piss?
Yeah, my mom would love fox piss.
Oh, Lord, don't drop that. I tell you what, if you do, that's powerful stuff. All the foxes in this community will come down here. You'll have friends you've never had before. Y'all here for a vacation?
Yeah, we're renting a cabin for about a week.
Oh, that's nice. Well, enjoy your little slice of heaven. And if you go in the woods, be very careful.
Why? What's in the woods?
Hey, Tommy, get those kids their sandwiches back there. They're all wrapped up.
So, what's the fox urine for?
Oh, that's for foxes.
What's the rifle for?
Oh, that's for niggers. Okay, let's see. Let me figure those sandwiches now. I think we're about ready to get y'all out of here. That's $56 even.
Okay.
Is anything else I can do for you, friend?
No, I think that's,
Thank you. Y'all have a good vacation now.
you too.
Come back in to see me.
Okay, guys, we did it. We played that word on our podcast. It was fun. 66 episodes, and now it's over.
It was a good run.
The balls to have that setup and then 90 minutes for the punchline, though. I mean, you gotta give it to them. If there's any credit I'll give in the movie, is like you opened with that for like a punchline that's still equally racist, but it kind of validates the joke. You know,
it does validate the joke, but I'm not going to validate the joke.
It
myself.
validates the joke, but you're still calling them that.
Yeah, with their permission, sure, but not the permission of Jesse Jackson is not the emperor of black people.
Yeah,
you know, you can't you cannot have three. That was a South Park quote, by the way. Hit your bingo card. But you cannot have three people give you permission and then feel fine using that word.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's throw it to test number 6 since we're really ripping now with the worst acting.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Clip number 1, something else.
What? Why did you shoot me? I thought you were something else. Oh, fuck! Are you all right? I'm sick. I need help. I'll get you some help, all right? I'll be right back. I got a car. Oh, please. Help me. Fuck. I'm sick. I need water. Just lay down. Don't move, man. Water. I'll get you water. Just stay right. Don't come near me, okay? Stay there, man. Is that your cabin? No. Just stay there. Please, stay there. Don't make me fucking shoot you, man. Just stay the fuck back, please. Fuck.
So this was the perfect like your butt's on the middle of the seesaw moment where I didn't know whether they were going for funny or they were going for serious.
Yeah.
Which was it? I couldn't tell because the actors did not lend you any comedic or dramatic notes. It was super run of the mill and poorly done in my estimation. I felt like the leper was kind of comedy acting and Bert was kind of I'm in a really horrible situation acting, and I couldn't square the two in the center and figure out what I should feel.
Yeah. I'd lean serious on that one, but not only because it wasn't funny at all.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You guys have seen Friends.
Yeah.
You know Phoebe's brother Frank. He's in other things, but that's probably his biggest role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the homeless, skinless guy reminds me of him in that scene.
Yeah. I can see that.
Which isn't good because that character is supposed to be comedy, and this skinless guy isn't supposed to be funny, I don't think, in any scene.
Yeah.
But his acting just has a comedic quality to it.
Yeah.
Just the way that he kind of like pours over his words like they're coming out of his mouth like liquid. Seems like floppy and funny, and it's not supposed to come off that way. But when you fuck around so much in the movie, I don't know if you're trying, like, if the director's giving him notes, like, we want you to be a little bit more fun with this dialogue. We want people to kind of laugh at you because you're the hapless idiot who, decided to like open a wolf you didn't know was dead. I really have no idea. I have no idea, and that's why it's bad acting, because I don't know what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's throw it to clip number 2. This one's what?
Oh no, she's fucking got it. Oh shit.
I'm really sick.
Oh shit. Stay in your fucking bed, okay?
Bert, can you help me?
Bert, come down. No, get the fuck out. Everybody out.
Whoa, hey.
Just get the fuck out, okay?
Bert, please.
Stay in your fucking bed.
I'm bleeding.
Fuck out. Just go.
Can I go to the bathroom, please?
Listen, you fucking bitch. Get the fucking bed.
Leave her alone.
Bert, what? Come on. Leave her alone. Bitch.
What the fuck is your problem?
She's your fucking friend, man. She's fucking sick. She's not coming near me, okay? I'm fucking doing this for you. I'm doing this for all you fucks. Listen, you fucking whore. The headlights are busted in the car. We can't go anywhere.
Ow,
Goddamn whore. Ow.
Stop
Just
it.
try to work. Okay.
What?
I vaguely heard that toilet flush at the end of that clip.
Yeah, so Jeff comes out of the bathroom and apparently didn't hear any of that.
Yeah.
And says what? Bert, by the way, might have said fucking more than Winston Olsen said party in that one scene. Pop-up video. But it was way, way over the top with him constantly pushing his friends out of the hallway and them like kind of skirting back in like Goombas and getting pushed back out and then coming back in and then getting pushed back out. You know, like it didn't, nothing about that seemed real. And I felt like I had one other thing to say about it, but yeah, not an Academy Award winning performance. I feel like there was zero element of comedy there for sure. Yeah. There's no debate that they were going for difficult decision, but to make Bert the person who, I feel like Bert should have been the guy in the bathroom taking a dump, and he should have come out and been like, "Huh, what's going on?" And Jeff should have been the one who was pushing his friends back out because he's the one who's paranoid about getting the disease. Which, okay, the other thing that I wanted to say was, I couldn't decide whether I was on the side of the people who were staying away from, maybe this is COVID trauma in my head, but you want to stay away from the person who might be contagious. You don't really want to touch them if you don't know what the disease is. And it seems like it's pretty contagious because the homeless, skinless man gave it to Karen that easily by just like breathing on her or something.
Yeah.
You don't know it's the water. It's the water. We don't know that.
Yeah.
So I would be cautious too, I think.
Yeah, that's what gives me pause on this scene. Chris, I agree with you. The scene was poorly acted, but I think it was Karen who was the worst actor in this scene.
Yeah, she was very bad. Yeah,
she, like, at least Bert was even and consistent with his paranoia and freaking out.
Yes,
she really went back and forth and wavered, and then in later scenes it was even worse. I don't want to ruin future clips, but like in future scenes, I'm like, she was just bleeding profusely through her leg, and now she's just like, you guys are assholes. Yeah, like acting like she's like, you know, just like put aside for anyway. Yeah. Anyway, that's my opinion.
To your point, Bob, she's in the bed, incoherent, and having a sexual act performed on her without her knowledge. And in this scene, she is well aware that she's being isolated on the bed, asking to go to the bathroom, seemingly not in much. She says that she's like sick and stuff, so she's like feeling nauseous, but she's not delirious at this point. So I don't know what it is, because it's not like rabies just gets. It feels like a skin affecting rabies or something.
Yeah.
And rabies just gets worse and worse and worse until your brain is inactive, essentially, and you're forgive me for this term, but a vegetative state where your brain is alive, but there's not much going on in there, and your body is still active. And that's where I felt like this disease was going until Karen was like, "Hey, can I go pee?" And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, this movie's just all over the map, and I hate it. Here we go, guys. This is the moment you've been waiting for. This is our bread and butter, so to speak. And this clip called Pancake. Oh wait, no, I skipped one. This clip is not our bread and butter. This one's called Rough Morning.
Hey, fellas, it's been a rough morning up here.
Some health people be coming by. They have some questions. Want to know about those kids? They were out of control up there, but we took care of it.
Well, tell me, have you seen anything of Tommy and Finster?
Lemonade, mister?
Thanks, son. Don't mind if I do.
That's 5 cents.
Businessmen. You almost take after your granddad.
Why, they're running me out of my own business, just stealing me blind right here on the tour.
Whoa, now that is mighty fine. Mighty fine. Grab a cup, boys. This round's on me.
And everything. Isn't that a beauty? Look at that, honey. Looks like it's brand new.
Yeah, well, man.
Hi, my niggas. How are you?
What's up, nigga? What you doing? Where you been, man? Where you been?
Now, I can't do it like y'all.
There you go.
There's
the payoff. I hope it was worth it, Eli Roth, who hasn't been canceled. But Kevin Spacey's gay, so he has been. God. Yeah, so that was I felt like that old man, I didn't mention this before, and we've already heard him, but I felt like he was one of the worst actors we've experienced.
I thought he was one of the best in this movie, though.
I did not buy a single fucking word he said.
Which one?
The very old guy that owned the convenience store with the beer.
Oh, he was okay.
I didn't buy a fucking thing. He just sounded like he was trying to remember his lines so hard that he couldn't find the proper syntax.
Yeah, compared to the kids, though, I mean...
When the kid's like, that'll be 10 cents.
Yeah. They're gonna rob me blind.
He was very bad. I wouldn't say the worst, but very bad.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I hated that old man. I thought he was terrible. In earlier dialogue, he was talking about, like, the bottles that he had that were special that fell and like and like man, I don't fucking believe a word of this, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, now on to our bread and butter clip. I apologize. I made a mistake and almost skipped right over that payoff. Here is our next and last clip. Go ahead, Bob.
I'll say, by the way, I think it's over 80,000 right now.
Wow.
80,000?
Let me give you an official.
For pancakes.
Yeah, please.
The official number is 71.0 thousand.
Not bad.
That's it.
That's still really good. All right.
Wow.
Pancakes! Pancakes!
No pancakes.
Pancakes!
No pancakes! God damn it! My pancakes!
Look what you done.
Just need a doctor, okay?
What you done to this poor boy? What's he done to you?
Fucking doctor, man!
I already lost one boy. I ain't losing another. Now, what if the doctors can't fix my boy? You get my boy sick, it's the same as killing him. It's murder.
What?
You being sick, that's your problem. Now, Dennis is sick, that's my problem. And if I get sick, that's Lucille's problem. So we got to stop the problem. We got to stop the problem right now! Dexter, rifle!
Fuck you, man!
Wow.
Okay, who was the worst actor in that clip? I can't tell.
The father.
I think it might have been the father. I don't know. And he also, I don't know. Maybe they just found an actor who's really ugly, but it almost looked like he had like prosthetics, like smacked down the top of his mouth or something. Because like as he smiled, like his cheeks didn't move.
Yeah.
You know, like as he was talking, like part of his face didn't move at all. And I don't know. It could be something horrible, and I'm being an asshole, but like it seemed like they didn't make him.
I've seen him around. I just can't think of where I saw him before.
Well, he makes a convincing like hillbilly asshole, but
yeah.
Maybe like Law and Order or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, one of those shows. He made an appearance. I don't know. I maybe that wasn't the worst acted moment of the pod or the movie, but we had to include pancakes.
I mean, did you see the roundhouse kick? It was pretty impressive.
It was
better than JCVD.
I think it was appropriate.
Yeah.
The last thing that I have to say about the clip before we move on to fact or no fact is that the slow, and I'm getting, this is going to be a bingo card pretty soon, but Chris is getting into the slow motion frame rate again. Here we go. But the frame rate at which the child karate, exposition was shot, where he's doing these like flipping kicks and shit. It's much slower than the slow motion voice of his father, who's yelling at him at the same time.
Yeah.
So we had like multiple
right
going on. Yeah.
Yes.
So that didn't really make any sense. Like the father should have been like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But according to how slow that kid's moving in the air. But it's neither here nor there. Let's move it on to fact or no fact.
The worst movie ever made presents fact or no fact. All
right, fact or no fact. Now, I think it was inspiration from pancakes. I called this log cabin fever. Anyway.
Okay.
Nice.
I have 5 lines of something that are either fact or no fact. One of them is a fact. The rest of them are bullshit. Okay, so fact or bullshit. Here we go.
All right.
The first one is Eli Roth. We all know Eli Roth. He was the director and the guy. He envisioned a much bloodier and gorier movie, but producers would not provide enough funding for the gore and blood that he wanted.
Okay.
Okay, second, the bowling alley killing story. Remember the campfire story?
Yes.
The ball peen hammer, yeah.
Yes, that was based on a script for another Eli Roth film that was never ultimately made.
Okay.
Okay. The actress who played Karen got physically ill, meaning vomited, when she saw her faceless scene after filming the scene. The one where her face was like off the skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4. Most of the pancakes scene was only added to highlight the child actor's awesome taekwondo skills.
Okay.
The flipping and the kicking and stuff. Anyway. Okay, and the Paul character, that was the lead-ish guy. The Paul character wasn't supposed to fall into the water with the decaying body. That was purely an accident that just made it into the final cut. Can we swim through the Bob Foolery for this episode to figure out
the Bob Foolery? Yeah, it has such a magical quality, the Bob Fuller, because Rob and I every week have a 40% chance, and we always lose.
Here's
always.
the thing. I know what the fact is because in the YouTube comments.
I also know what the fact is because of the TikTok comments.
So, is it a clean sweep against Bob with the
whatever
Taekwondo skills?
I don't give a shit.
All right, I'm going, Bob. I'm going to guess. Rob, now, why don't you make the accurate guess, and I'll guess something else so that Bob can do his regular work backwards.
Taekwondo. The kid was a black belt.
The kid was really good at kung fu. No, I don't believe that. I think it's the bowling story was a real Eli Roth script. I believe that.
Okay. You know, this segment is usually so much longer. Okay. So
I'm sorry, man.
Weird.
Eli Roth is a bastard, so we're gonna say no to anything with his name in it. Okay. The bowling alley scene, the bowling alley killing was actually a real, true story, by the way. A guy actually tied up 4 of his coworkers at a bowling alley and bludgeoned them with a bowling pin.
A bowling pin? Wow.
Yeah. And
why
so
would they? Why would they go with the ball peen hammer instead of the bowling pin? That's more whimsical.
I know. I guess there must have been some issue with that, but that was an actual true crime thing.
Bob,
I have a true crime part of me that like there's a passion in here for the do I have some serial killer genetics in my own system, and I kind of look up these stories to reaffirm that I'm not a crazy man. So I might look this story up.
I don't want to take too much time because this is going to be a long one, I think. But in our hometown, where Krispy Kreme was, then it became DeBella Subs. Before that, it was a KFC, and 2 employees murdered and dismembered their boss and put him in the trunk of their car.
I remember that. Yeah.
We were like 6 or 7 when that happened.
Yeah.
At a KFC.
Yeah.
At a KFC. Yeah. That became a bank and then a Krispy Kreme, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had to drive to Orange to get the Colonel instead of Milford.
And now it's a DeBella Sub.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. So luckily they didn't have the DeBella slicer for the deli meats back then.
I gotta compose myself now for the rest of this. Okay, so the actress who played Karen did actually get emotional when she saw her faceless scene, but she did not get physically.
That did sound good to me.
Yeah, she did not get physically ill, and I made up the thing about the Paul character falling into the water. I just thought that looked fake. I'm like, why'd they do that? It make no sense. So yeah, pancakes. You're right because you saw my comment. He was a black belt, and what happened was they knew he was gonna bite the guy, but I guess they saw the actor practicing Taekwondo between scenes, and Eli Roth was like, "Hey, let's fucking show this kid off." So they let him do his shit during the scene.
Yeah,
very bizarre.
You shouldn't give your city drummer a drum solo though on a major production.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. It's a kid. I mean, I don't know. It didn't.
Yeah,
it
wasn't impressive enough. I was completely confused.
Did you see the post-credit scene?
No.
There was a scene post-credit, okay, of just more of people getting lemonade from the lemonade stand.
Huh.
Like, why couldn't they put the Taekwondo scene then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been better.
That's a very good point, Bob.
If they're gonna put shit post credits, just do something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people said on the the 70,000 person horde that looked at our video, a fair amount of them mentioned that the kid Dennis had his own movie, like a short film or something. Yeah, and about the Dennis character.
All right.
Wow.
I don't know if it was they were talking about rotten fruit, and I saw Eli Roth had a rotten fruit short, and maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know. I'm not going to watch it though because I hated everything about this movie. So the lore, so to speak, is not something. The canon is not something I'm interested in.
Yeah, I don't.
The movie
don't
fucking sucked.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the catch-all.
We're only asking you to pick up what we're throwing down because you're not catching it in the first place. Welcome to the catch-all.
Okay, I'm
shit.
going to try to move quickly through this because I have a lot.
It's gonna be long.
So stop me if you have something to say about what I have to say.
Can I say my defense really quickly? Because it might be blank.
Let's do that first.
Please.
I think this movie, much like Spice World, was like a sampler. I think this movie was a proof of concept, and I think this is why Quentin Tarantino backed Eli Roth, because Quentin Tarantino has a lot of gore in his films. Kill Bill 1 and 2 had not come out yet, and that's got like a monolithic amount of gore in it.
Yeah.
I think they invested in Eli Roth the same way certain companies invest in video game developers, not because of gameplay and storytelling, because they know they have the graphics engine that they will be using for future games. So I think Eli Roth is a proof of concept guy. He has that Goretorium residency in Vegas and LA, or like he had it at one point where he exhibited all his like prosthetics and all his cool shit in person. I think he got funding just to prove that the gore would look good on screen, and they didn't care what it was on. They just wanted to prove the concept. And then he's probably like a consultant for like these films and does a lot of back end stuff that's not front facing.
Probably.
That's the reason I think this movie exists. Not to be a movie, but to like just show off his skill.
I would only say that if you were making that same defense for Hostel, then I would buy that. But not for this piece of shit.
Yeah, I think this is what got him the funding to do Hostel, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's connected.
It totally did. Yeah. And David Lynch actually partially produced this movie. I guess Eli Roth worked as a production assistant on something. I forget what it was.
An understudy of David Lynch's.
Yeah.
Something like that. They worked as a production assistant, and he got chummy with all these, famous semi-underground directors, and I think he got their backing, which may or may not have been justified, but not for this piece of shit.
Yeah.
Not justified. I wouldn't give him another fucking dime after this.
No.
Gordy.
Hostel sucks too, man.
Yeah, Hostel's bad.
I also did not like Hostel. It's funny, though, that we're talking about Eli's gore skill, because the first thing I wrote, Michael, is the animal corpses are bad. And that is the wolf in the beginning does not look like a dead wolf. It looks like a taxidermy wolf.
Yeah.
That's dead. And then the deer that what's his face Paul hits at the end. Also, when the deer carcass goes flying off of the car, it looks terrible.
Yeah, the animals look bad.
Yeah, the deer look like rubber, and the wolf look like a taxidermy piece.
He hits a standing deer, yet all four hooves end up through the windshield. That's fucked up.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Just wanted to shout out Nathan Barr. It said music by Nathan Barr, so I'm shouting him out because you did a horrible job, Nathan Barr, and you should feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, he should.
He really did go and wash his hand in the stream after the suggestion.
Yeah.
As if stream water is going to not add bacteria to the dental issues that Dennis no doubt has.
Yeah.
They're college graduates. They should know this better.
Yes.
They should absolutely know that Dennis's teeth are full of kung food. That's probably not going to do.
Kung food. Okay.
Food. Good. Yes, thank you.
I obviously threw that in. Hopefully, I would just put it in the write-up. Yeah. I need more quota on that write-up.
Yeah.
There's obviously no beer in those boxes ever.
Yeah.
They just add clinking sounds occasionally.
Yeah.
Ryder Strong, who plays Paul, has a fucking melon.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's head is so big that it makes him look like a little person.
Yeah.
It's odd. His ratio, when he's laying on the raft and he's doing the arms over the head thing, his head is so big that his arms look diminutive. And then they're not. I just had to point that out.
Yeah.
You're making my tardy comment look good now.
I'm sorry. I apologize for everything I just said. Strike it from the record.
Yeah.
Why didn't Bert mention the leopard that he shot?
Yeah, he was just like, "Oh, this is something. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
F you.
this is where I mentioned that Fireside Horror Story that is the bowling alley thing. I just wanted to make mention of it because I felt like it was an element of the movie that we shouldn't abandon. But we already did a little material on that, so I'll keep going. It did feel a little bit like the Joe Dirt Silence of the Lambs bit, though.
Buffalo Bob, yeah.
No, what it was have you seen Stand By Me? Have you seen Stand By Me?
Yes. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, that was exactly the pie story.
I would love to do that for our next good movie episode.
All right.
It's fantastic. And speaking of pie, we'll get to that in a minute. Keep pie in your mind.
Yeah.
I already made the Static X guy grim joke. Turns out it's Eli Roth. Who knew?
Yeah.
The beer only bet is such a stretch for a lame, pointless setup that doesn't end up mattering at all anyway.
Yeah. Not really, yeah.
Like, oh, I'm only going to drink beer instead of drinking water. And blah, blah, blah. Why doesn't the truck work? Because they shot it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I couldn't figure that out.
And that was like a heavy Chevy, man. It's not like a fiberglass like a Hyundai. It's like that was like all steel, that car.
Yeah. And they shot it with what was a rifle that only let off one bullet at a time. It maybe hit the thing 3 times. So if they had like a timing belt or like a some kind of what would you call that? Like a cable delivering some kind of fluid from one place to another, maybe. Yeah. I don't know, but it's unlikely.
Yeah, but also like, would Bert's socket set be the right tool to fix a gunshot?
No, he gets the thing working again.
Yeah. He has like one of those sockets.
It doesn't want to work because they beat up the hood of the vehicle a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
What's with the hot drinking water, Paul? So Karen's not feeling well, so he goes and gets her water from the tap, but he turns on the hot water for her drinking water.
Yeah.
I mean, the left side is always hot, right? And the right side's always cold. He uses the left side.
In my experience, left is always hot. Right's cold.
Yeah, and he uses the left tap. So
unless there's only one tap because there's no hot water there.
Well, I guess, but then there wouldn't be 2 handles to signify the difference.
Oh, were there 2?
There were 2, and he uses the left.
That's dumb.
He used the hot, like, it's such an easy thing to fix. Just use the right tap.
Yeah.
And it's cold water.
It's also funny, though, to begin with, that every time she's like, I'm not feeling well, here's some water. Like, that's going to be the
thing
magic
that
fix.
Like, that characters never get each other in movies ever, except for when the water's contaminated.
Yeah. Exactly.
Very convenient hog slaughter scene, just so that we can see a pig's entrail. Not for me. I felt like that was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Marcy ends up in the same house as Jeff and Bert.
Yep.
I have further contentions, but the fact that they happen to be splitting off in different directions. By the way, she's going alone and they are going together. Struck me as a little strange.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, wouldn't Jeff and Marcy maybe go off, and Bert, the kind of hothead idiot, would go off on his own trying to find help? I don't know.
Yeah,
you would think.
Here is my further contention. She paddles a kayak to go get help. How's she gonna get the help to follow her back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they must have a like a hover boat with a stretcher on it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she's hoping to find.
Yeah.
The U.S. Coast Guard. What is she looking for?
The Street Fighter ghost boat.
All right, this is going to be the stretchiest stretch I ever stretched, but I'm doing it for humorous purposes.
All right.
Can't wait.
So zombies eat people. Yes.
Yes.
Usually.
So they must poop people poop.
Yes.
Zombies poop people poop. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cabin fever team wanted to make Scary American Pie, right? That's what I told you. American Pie was coming back from.
Yeah. Scary American Pie.
100%. They're trying to make Scary American Pie.
Yep.
But in my estimation, they wound up making a pile of zombie people pooping people poop me.
Oh.
Okay. All right. I'll go with that.
Also, these kids should be trying harder to get away from the cabin, should they not?
I would if that shit happened to me, and this is not gonna make me sound cool, so so I would just fucking run.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just fucking run till I found a highway, and then like fucking hitchhike or continue to run.
Yeah.
Jeff had the idea, but instead of following through, he decides to get drunk in some shed and then go back to the cabin.
Right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go back to the cabin. You wouldn't go to you wouldn't go to the general store with Dennis.
Yeah.
Right. And just as a reminder, zombie people pooping people poop me.
Are you trying to get in the write up?
Obviously.
Zombie people pooping people.
Poop me.
Poop me?
Meat.
Meat. Zombie people pooping people poop me.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go.
Yeah. That's the whole write up.
I'm feeling a little slutty now.
Yeah.
The disease doesn't seem painful.
She was shaving her fucking scabs.
Well, not just that. Karen was like, I'm dying. I'm going to throw up. I'm dying. And then she's in the cabin, in that little shed, like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like her nose is bleeding. And that was the big, sunlight reveal.
Like, indignant. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm fucking fine.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mentioned this before, but why not put Karen in the back of the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like trying to force her into the cab of the truck. Just put her in the back. I know it sucks. You're gonna roll around a little bit. Like maybe some of your skin's gonna come off, but at least you're not gonna infect us.
Yeah.
They put up a sign at the. Okay, so I'm praising the movie now, everyone.
Okay.
I'm praising the movie. They put up a sign at the store that says "Do not sit next to Dennis." After Paul suggests, or it might have been Bert or Jeff.
It was Paul.
It was Paul suggested that they put up a sign.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I thought that was actually funny and subtle, and they didn't. Yeah. They didn't actually make mention of it. You just have to catch it in the back of the frame, and I did.
It was good. It was well done.
Yeah, it was another one of the times where they made the convenience store people not as bad as they seem.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoyed that through line. Like that was maybe some of the best stuff they did in this movie was to make the Texas Chainsaw Massacre characters actually decent people.
Yeah,
they don't do it a lot because they end up like searching for Bert and trying to kill him.
Right.
Yeah.
But the whole town. This is what they should have done to strengthen the movie. The whole town should be well aware that there is a disease eating animals out in the woods. That they do not want to let the CDC know or whatever. They don't want a whole kerfuffle happening in their woods.
Yeah.
So they exterminate anyone that they find out has it, and then that person just is on the goes missing record. Everyone agrees. This is not so. Like this is the underbelly of the story that they don't tell enough.
Yeah.
Is that the convenience store owner and the cops from Winston Olson to the sheriff know that when somebody turns up with this disease, you exterminate them.
Yeah.
If they made it, if the movie made it more known that everybody in the town knows what to do when someone has the issue, then it would have been more like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah. Like not just a family, but the whole town knows. If somebody shows up and their skin's falling off, you shoot them because you do not want to. Because the cops go in and burn all the bodies and exterminate the people who they think might have it because they don't want the whole town to get it and everyone to die. That's fine. But they do not spell it out for you by any means. It's too subtle for me to feel like that's even what they meant, but that's what they should have meant.
Yeah.
I guess.
Damn, Bob. I felt like that was a strong argument for how they could have improved this movie.
Yeah.
It rhymed with strong. It was long.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. But Bob, do you want to expand it all on your I guess, or do you want to let that be your counter?
No, the podcast is only so many minutes long. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I must poke the body with a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He falls into the water, which I knew they meant to do because they give you a few camera angles. By the way, Bob. So no Bob foolery there. Leaving.
There's always many cameras on scene. Don't give me this shit.
Yeah, they're just running.
Well, I'm just coming at you because you just called me long-winded. Leaving an obvious blood trail by touching trees with your bloody appendages.
Yeah.
That was on purpose.
Like that was a direction decision.
That was he did that so that he would throw them off from his direction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because it does culminate in them going the wrong way.
But it makes him look smarter, or at least give him more forethought than he actually has.
Yeah,
it was really inconsistent characterization.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Now that you put it that way, I should have thought about that more.
You're right. You're right, though.
So the most memorable scene of this movie is when she passes the razor over her skin.
Yeah.
That is full of sores. Yes.
Yeah. That's what people say, yeah.
What would have in my mind been much more horrifying is if her skin didn't look infected, but she started peeling away the skin like you're peeling the skin off of an apple with a peeler.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I
that would have been so much more horrifying.
And I do wonder if that was something that was budget related.
It could have been. I feel like there's a way to do it. Like put the base of the skin of a Gouda cheese over her leg. It's almost skin colored. Just put some makeup on it.
I made up that fact about it being more gory, based on budget, but
yeah,
I do wonder because Eli Roth made a very realistic looking gore with Hostel.
Yeah.
So I feel like he had the idea behind it, but it just I don't know. I watched it when I first saw this movie. I saw it like in the mid 2000s and thought, oh, it's kind of horrifying, but just more gross than anything. And then I watched it again. I'm like, that's not that gross at all. They could have done much better.
Yeah.
They definitely could have. I was afraid to watch that scene again, and then I saw it and I was like, man, that didn't really bother
It's
me.
pretty tame, all things considered.
That's exactly what I thought too.
Can you plunge a tree limb through a person with relative ease?
No.
He had to hit that fucking deer, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winston Olsen is now partying in the deputy outfit anyway.
Yeah.
After the whole spiel about how he can't do that.
I love that. I used to hate that character, but now I love that character.
Yeah.
The end is a chaotic mess.
Yeah, with like the banjo bluegrass on the
it's a mess.
Convenience store.
And the harmonica guy.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Wipe your face off with your shirt, you fucking moron.
Yeah.
It is our instinct when we are sprayed with anything, never mind deer blood, to wipe our face off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
If you are afraid that you're going to be accused of having a very contagious disease where your skin falls off, maybe it's incumbent to wipe your face with your shirt.
Yeah.
Jeff emerges from the shed and goes back to the cabin, which we mentioned he would never do. It's just so that all of them die, because that's the point of the movie. It's Rogue One.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote the cops are corrupt then, I guess. And mentioned...
No, you hit everything.
Okay. Yep. Rob's alternate ending.
Or you can do this, or you can do that, or you can do this, or you can do that, or you can do this, or you can do that. Just pick one.
I hope you guys don't hear my son crying out in the other room as he continually finds ways to ruin my life in every moment of spare time I have.
Nope.
Okay, alternate ending. The kids stop for provisions at the gas station and they're ominously warned by the cabin they're staying at. They shrug it off and get their provisions. Some dude tells them they're all doomed. The police officer is menacing and vague. They drive past the enter at your own risk sign that has clearly been driven over in the past, and now it's grown over. Tropes. Classic tropes for the situation. Edit out the weird finger banging scene, and don't wait 90 minutes for the N-word punchline.
A much better movie you just presented us, Rob.
Just
yes.
Earn your trope, earn your cliche. Just like You know what it is. Just like you should have leaned into it a little harder, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Better movie.
You guys want some bad credit names?
Yeah, I do.
Please.
Bad credit names. Bad credit names. Bad credit names.
This was a good week.
Okay.
Yes.
It starts slow with Billy Pleasance.
Okay.
He has to be a nice guy, right?
Yeah.
He can't not be.
Pleasantly.
Spike Silver.
Spike Silver. Okay.
Okay.
Kamar Bitar.
All right.
Rhyming.
I thought about including that one, and I only did because Kamar Bitar's cousin apparently was also involved. K-Naz Shroff.
Okay.
Kamar and K-Naz. Chuck Hitch.
Okay.
That is a man who eats steak and only steak.
Yeah. T-bones.
Chuck
He
Hitch.
will only eat a vegetable if it's actually a steak cut julienne and sprayed green.
And then he calls everything else rabbit food, like derisively.
Here's a really weird one. Ward Mock.
Okay.
Huh.
It's W-A-R-D. I just almost can't say Ward.
Yeah.
Ward Mock.
Ward
Yeah. Robin Wood. It's Robin Wood, but
yeah.
Yeah. Steals from the rich, gives to the Home Depot.
Throbbing. Gives to the throbbing.
Steals from the rich and gives to the throbbing. Lou Kiss.
Okay.
So Lucas.
Like Lucas. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my son's name.
Nice.
Nothing funny about that.
Not at all.
It's a good name.
And the winner this week, Bodie Hyman.
Oh, Jesus.
Bodie Hyman. Unlike the bloody Hyman we saw earlier in the future.
Exactly. Unlike that.
Did I tell you I have a student with a last name Areola?
Yes.
I believe so. I don't think you told us on air, but I
think he's told us on air. Yeah,
I did mention it. Yeah. Exact. Same exact situation.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's rough. It's really rough.
You know or you don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, we're joking during Oktoberfest, the guys in the kitchen, and we're all like doing the German voice because it's Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
And somebody, I think it was me, but I don't want to give myself too much credit now. Mentioned like the cherry popping aspect of having a man penetrate your butt for the first time being breaking the Heine Hymen.
Heine Hymen. Okay.
And in a German voice, there's just something super funny about that.
Heine Hymen. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, your next big overtime check, you should get like full lederhosen and just show up to work and not say anything.
I am on salary, so
fuck.
I am now the sous chef.
Your next bonus.
Right.
I will save my Diet Coke cans and then mail you a check full of nickels so I can make this happen.
Wow. Thank you.
You should just convince the person subordinate to you to do the same thing.
Yeah,
I should. They're all listening right now, and I'm in the room because sometimes we play the podcast. I'm not like, hey guys, we got to listen to the new episode, but like, you know, sometimes Chef Taylor will be like, oh, what'd you do this week? And then if he likes it, he'll play
all right.
What's up, Taylor? He'll play the episode, and then I have to sit there, and if I mention the restaurant, I have to be like red cheeked and like, you know, in the background as I'm cutting carrots or whatever.
You get three guys to do the lederhosen thing and not mention it to the rest of the crew, and then be like, oh, you didn't get the email, and then just play it straight.
Right. Yeah. I'm lower management now, so you know, I make the lederhosen rules.
Yes.
My daughter's in her first year at college, and she told me the other night, just today via text. She said, I had a hard time sleeping the other night, so I listened to your podcast. And then there was some sweeter stuff that followed it, but that's all I heard.
All right.
That's rough. I'm really sad.
Yeah.
I'm really sad now. But you know what? We probably have 75,000 views on TikTok by now. So
yeah.
I'm gonna smile about that. Let's just run through the results so we have something to compare it to next week with worst of its kind, negative 15.2%, and worst Rob, you won this pitch with a 3.69.
All right.
We're pretty sure. Bob thinks it's 6.9 and not 6.7.
Nice.
Dialogue, I didn't write anything in. I'll just say pathetic.
Yeah.
Production can't have it both ways. Right, Bob?
Yeah.
Yep.
Offensive. Extremely.
Yes.
Acting. Bad.
Yep.
You guys want to add any demerits?
Even at double speed, it was too long.
Too long.
Too long. Wow.
At double speed.
This could have been like a 45-minute. It was, in my experience, but like it should have been like 20 like 17 and a half minutes. It should have been like 17.
Yeah, it should have something like that. Yeah. 22
and a half. Yeah, 22 and a half.
Yeah.
I'm not mathing right now.
That's okay. Why don't you plug our? Well, why don't we throw it to Bob to get in the last word before Rob throws it to our plugs? And thank you to our listeners as you always. And I hope we have some new ones with our newfound fame on TikTok.
Yeah,
we're famous now, boys. I hope you love it.
Our fame is officially 75.6 thousand views.
Shit.
75,000 views.
And as my son asked me, yeah, well, how many likes do you have? And I said, right now we have 3,000 likes, 207 comments, 218 bookmarks, and 299 shares.
Nice.
Yeah, so a couple hundred people decided that it was one of their favorite videos they've seen on TikTok.
Nice.
Love it.
I love it.
I was one of them.
Oh, were you? Well, I have the page, so they're all saved for me.
Fucking sick.
All right, Rob, why don't you plug our shit and we'll get out of here.
www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Keep an eye on our socials. We're on YouTube now. We will be throwing a poll up for next week's movie in the coming days. And I don't know if we're going to go spooky the whole 2 months, but I think there'll be some spooky stuff coming up and some not so spooky stuff coming up. Yeah.
I'm thinking we might have a guest also in the next couple of weeks, so look out for that.
That is developing. So thanks for listening, guys, and we will see you next week.